Now, the topic of conversation for this week's episode of Archetypes is good wife, good mom, bad mom. The guests features Sophie Trudeau, actress Pamala Adlon, and comedian Sam J. We even got a little cameo from Mama Doria.
All right, so the first one is, you said, is, oh, sugar, my mom's FaceTiming me. Hey, Mommy.
Hey. That's my girl.
I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. It's okay. I'm recording right now. Do you want to see?
I see.
Hi. We're just doing some podcasting. Can I call you back in a little bit?
It was just your run-of-the-mill mother-daughter conversation.
Okay, you have on a smiley face.
I have on a smiley face. I love you. Yeah.
I love you too.
Okay.
I'll see you on Saturday.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Okay,
Bye.
Now, I know I'm not the only one who was happy to hear the voice of the oh-so-cool and laid-back Mama Doria. There are so many people on social media that commented that they had never even heard her voice, so that was a nice little treat. Now, I'm not a wife or a mom, but it really doesn't matter. As with every single episode of Archetypes, there's so many things to enjoy, very relatable topics, very easily digestible nuggets of truth. And I love that. If you haven't listened, what are you waiting for? Next Tuesday, there's going to be a whole new guest and a whole new topic. So before that happens, get onto Spotify and listen to it right away. Don't need to have a paid membership. Even with a free membership, you can listen to the entire podcast for free. Now, besides the conversations of the topic at hand, Meghan gave us a little bit of personal deets that was really fun. Talked about Lily walking, talked about their morning habits, Harry helping her with Archie while she's tending to Lily. Even let it be known that Lily is an early riser, much like her mom. And I saw someone on social media commenting that Kensington Palace staff could never, because they were moaning and groaning about 5 a.m. emails. So little baby Lily works far more, or does far more in the wee hours of the morning than the girlies at Kensington Palace. Now, also, Sophie and Meghan talked about Sophie and the kids visiting Meghan and the kids in Montecito, having a pool party, them having their little girl chat and fun time together. And if they hadn't talked about it on the podcast, I doubt that we would have ever known that happened. How awesome is that? You think something like that could have happened in the UK? Hell no. Because the palace staff loves to leak. I swear, these people are like career gossips. With the way they're constantly leaking stories to the press, you think, where do they get the extra time to do any work? But anyway. But as Baron from Royal Sussex likes to say, there are no leaks in Montecito, and boy is that true, because we would have never known. And that's a big deal. Like, she is the Prime Minister of Canada's wife and his children traveling to Montecito, California, and we know the Daily Mail has so many different people, and the TMZ even has so many photographers and paparazzis just hanging out in Montecito or surrounding areas just to get a little pap photos, just to get those story headlines, and none of them knew. So that was super cool. And also, it flies in the face of these narratives that the British press and the royal sycophants like to go on and on about, oh, Harry and Meghan are there in Montecito and they don't do much and they don't go anywhere and they don't have any friends, and that's BS. I mean, just in Archetypes alone, we know that Serena is always over at Harry and Meghan's house. She even said that she would sit and have long, like hours-long conversations with Harry and Meghan. And we know now that Sophie and the kids are there. Nacho Figueres and his family was there. So they have a really great and solid friendship group that flies in the face of the narratives that the UK press likes to create when it comes to Harry and Meghan. Also, if you really think about it, another narrative that has been completely dismantled just from observation or listening to the podcast is that Meghan's insight into dealing with top tier people is only as a result of, or only started when she married into that family. Like, Meghan has known Serena for years, like since 2014, long before she met Harry. Meghan was doing philanthropic work, a ambassador for UN Women, long before Harry. Meghan and Sophie Trudeau were friends long before Harry. Meghan met and had conversations with Justin Trudeau long before Harry, long before marrying into that family and institution, right? She's a fully formed, independent, self-made woman long before she became a duchess. So as with everything, if it comes from the Daily Mail or the UK press when it comes to Harry and Meghan, it's just a load of BS, okay? Facts say otherwise. It was also really nice to hear that Sophie was so sweet to send Meghan voice notes and meditations while she was pregnant. And I've also found it interesting that a lot of Meghan's girlfriends seem to have known the depths of what she was going through over in the UK. I mean, think about it. Why did they have her baby shower in an entirely different continent? They could have easily had it in the UK. It probably would have been a lot easier, but they didn't, because they knew that she needed love and support. And now that they're in the US, they're even more surrounded by supportive friends and family who aren't going to leak stories to the press in exchange for better stories about them. So I love that for them. Now, the topic of good wife, good mom, bad mom was just such an enjoyable conversation to listen to. Like I said before, I'm not a mom. I have a dog, but I'm not like a mom to children. And I'm not married yet, and I'm quite all right with that. But the conversations were so enjoyable to listen to. It really feels like listening in on a conversation of girlfriends, just talking, chatting while they're sipping on their wine. And we know that certain episodes are a little bit more emotionally exhausting, emotionally stirring. This one was a nice, easy listen to. If you haven't listened to it, trust me, you gotta go listen to it. I'll leave the link in the description box below. One of the things that I observed after listening to it, or after perusing the internet on Archetypes Tuesday, is that I saw a lot of commentary from men, which I don't know. I feel like most of the commentary that I see about Archetypes comes from women, and which is totally understandable, right? It's a podcast where they discuss topics relating to nasty stereotypes and archetypes that women are often labeled with. But for this particular one, I saw a lot of men commenting on how much they really enjoyed it and how much of an eye-opener that it is, and how much they enjoy seeing these conversations be had, because they acknowledge that having these conversations is a step forward of making things a little bit more better for us all, better for the women in their lives, their daughters, their wives. Because the more we talk about things, the more things get destigmatized, and that's good for everybody. So that was very interesting. I'm loving the conversations that are arising due to these episodes. Also loving the way that it opens up people's eyes, and I love the way it's reaching so many different people that you wouldn't think would be an audience for it. Also loving that there's even more people who are listening to it, listening to her own words, and realizing often what they read in the media, and most definitely the filth that they read on social media when it comes to Meghan, is not correlating to the person, the conversations, the words that they're hearing from Meghan in her own mouth, her own words. I'm seeing a lot of people on social media saying that, I'm not a podcast listener, but I listen to Archetypes, and boy, I love it. They talk about how eye-opening it is, how much they feel like they've been seen, they've been heard. Oh, this is so relatable. Also, a lot of people saying, well, I don't understand why, the British press says these things about her, because that's not the impression that I get. She seems very nice. She seems lovely, delightful, right? So the more Harry and Meghan just goes out there and continues to live their life and tell their stories in their own words, it does the work for them. Right? The British press and the trolls are always going to be there and are always going to try to flip the script. That's what they do. But this is doing so great by opening up these conversations, but it also just really shows them for who they are, not through the lens of the palace or through the lens of the media. And I love that. It makes me happy. Also, before I forget, I had done a short letting you guys know how to vote for the People's Choice Awards that Archetypes is nominated for. I think I included it in the community section, but again, don't forget to vote. I can't remember the exact date of the cutoff for voting, but you can vote every single day and you get 25 votes per day. So don't forget, it would be so cool if Archetypes won a People's Choice Awards. Totally deserves it. The Archetypes podcast has been nominated for a People's Choice Awards. All you gotta do is go to votepca.com, click on Pop Culture, then that's gonna take you to the next page where you click on the Pop Podcast of 2022. From those selections, you'll easily be able to spot Archetypes. Click on that, click on Vote. Now you can vote daily. It gives you 25 votes per day. Click Submit Vote, and that's gonna take you to the page where you log in with your email. Then you add in the CAPTCHA just to confirm your email, and that's it. Votes counted. Let's go. I think that's about it for this podcast. I'm so sorry for the late update. I had filmed an entire video, and while I was about 95% of completion, my computer just froze and my entire edit was lost. I could have sworn that I saved the draft at least halfway along the line, but I didn't. Because when I came back on and the computer restarted, it was completely gone, and I got so frustrated that I said, okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to get off the computer. The next day I'm going to do it. And life it's been a challenge this week. So a part of me was just thinking, just forget it. And I'll do a next video for the next episode. But I haven't missed an episode, an episode update of Archetypes since it's began. And I just really didn't want to do that. I like talking to you guys about it. So sorry for the late update. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell.